Brown with another artist video blog, KIX96country.com. Our guest today all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, by way of my hometown of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Please welcome Kaylyn. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. And it's so nice to finally, after all of these years of meeting wonderfully talented artists from all over the country, I finally get to meet one who is from my old stomping grounds.
Yes.
Granted, many years after they were my stomping grounds, but, you know, so tell me about the old neighborhood. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
She doesn't know where I grew up. But Ann Arbor, Michigan, okay?
Yep, Ann Arbor.
And you're still fairly young. You're only about 20, 21.
Yep, 20, yeah.
How did you find your way from Ann Arbor, Michigan to Nashville? How did that journey start?
Well, actually, I started singing when I was 5. And then I actually lived in Tennessee. We moved with my family when I was in 4th grade. I was 8. And we just lived there for a year. And that was when I first performed ever in a crowd in front of my whole school. So we lived there for a year. We moved back. And that was kind of when I was getting into music and stuff. When I turned 11, I started doing a lot of fairs and festivals in my local area, Ann Arbor, Dexter, Hamburg, and all there.
I know all those places.
Yeah.
That's
it's
weird
crazy.
for me.
So
I'm like,
weird,
I know, I've been to Dexter so many times. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So I did a lot of fairs and festivals, competitions, and then I picked up the guitar when I was 12, and I started playing, and my grandpa, he helped me a lot with chords and stuff. And then after that, I started writing at age 14. I wrote my first song. And I started writing a lot. I found a band, and I started playing with a band. I did acoustic shows, acoustic duo shows, band shows, all that fun stuff. So I started playing a lot, and then I got a few opportunities to open up for some bigger people, Eddie Money, and around my area. And then last year, I got a chance to open up for Bucky Covington from American Idol. And I met him, and I actually met his producer, Dale Oliver, and I got the chance. He called me after that show, like 3 weeks after that, and he wanted to work with me. So I made the big move in April to Nashville, and before I was kind of going back and forth doing showcases and writing and stuff. But yeah, so I made the big move in April, and I've been there since, and I'm working with his management team. So.
I'll be. All right, so now a lot of folks, you know, if you've never been to the Midwest, obviously growing up there, we know that it's blue collar. It's very blue collar. Ann Arbor is actually slightly different, but not. If you go just a few miles outside around that area, you get into a lot of farmland. My best friend growing up, his parents and my parents are best friends, and they actually lived on a farm, so we spent a lot of time. And so you hear a lot of country music and blue collar rock. You know, Bob Seger.
Bob Seger. My grandma actually went to school with him.
See?
Yeah.
Pioneer. So the
Yeah.
question is, when you come to music in a place like that, was it always country, or what are your roots, your musical roots?
Yeah, I always kind of grew up with country, but I kind of grew up with all genres. But a lot of my family, my dad's side, they did a lot of country. I grew up with a lot of Elvis songs. My great uncle's an Elvis tribute artist, so he used to do karaoke and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I kind of grew up with mainly country, but I mean, I like all of it, you know. So.
All right, so now, was it 2008 you released your first actual EP?
Yeah, so
in the past?
I was actually in 2000, I want to say 13 or 14. I did my first EP.
Okay.
Yep, and I did that actually in Saline, Michigan, with Carrie Adams, and that was kind of my first experience. Kind of just like I did recording before, but I never really did a CD much. So this was kind of my first CD where I did my own originals, and I wrote. So I wrote a lot of the songs, and then that's when I kind of co-wrote it with him too, and kind of learned that process as well. So my first EP came out, I think, in 2014.
All right, and so now you're here, and you've got the album is forthcoming, but the first single off it is "Show You Around."
Yes.
So if these are all originals, then obviously "Show You Around" is one that you wrote. Tell us the story with that song.
Yeah, so I wrote this song "Show You Around" a few months ago. I had a really, basically almost done with it. And I went to my management team down there, and this was, kind of really the first time I actually co-wrote it before. So that was kind of really just a great experience, just experiencing all that. So I showed them the song, and we kind of fixed the chorus and just different things. And we came up with "Show You Around." It's basically about, I'm from the North, and it talks about the South. And it explains how I meet this guy from the South, and he's hanging on to this girl, and I'm saying like, hey, like come to my town, you know, I'll show you the lakes, I'll show you the boats and the beer and the deer and all the, you know, corn and stuff.
Because yes, we do have that stuff.
We do.
In the Midwest, I promise we do.
Yeah. So it kind of just explains about the North and the South. Really, really relatable. And I kind of believed that this would be a really good song to promote in the summer because you do that kind of fun stuff. And it just talks about how, you know, he's missing out. The only thing he's missing is me type thing. So it came about to show you around.
All right. Well, tell you what. You look for a live performance from Kaylyn elsewhere on our website. What about social media? Folks want to find you. Where do they find you on the interweb?
Yes. So they can find me at my website. It's KaylynPace.com, KAYLYN, PACE.com, and then my Facebook page at Kaylyn Pace Music.
Absolutely. So, Kaylyn is our guest, and thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And it's so wonderful to meet
I know,
someone
that's
from
so
home.
crazy. I did not know that. That's
It's
awesome.
like, I will never forget this visit right here. Please, if you want to show you around, make sure you call us at KIX96. We'll be happy to play it for you. And
Thank
look
you.
for that live performance. Kaylyn, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And we'll see you next time, another artist video blog at KIX96country.com.